Hi everyone, and welcome back to D20 Live's Long Game. I am Big Mike, the guy who runs this place. This is Sam, the production manager, coming from behind the cameras to join us for the conversation as we give you a bit of an aftermath episode signifying the end of our first season. How you guys doing?
Okay, well, to be fair...
Introduce yourselves.
Fine.
Tom. Yeah.
Devin.
Jordan.
Thoroughly pissed.
So, let's talk about the season we had, where we've gone, where we went, and where we could have gone. I opened up the discussion completely to... And if you guys want to just yell at me over the fact that I shoved you into Ravenloft.
No, I'm looking forward to it.
It's
a very interesting move that we went from a place where the world is trying to kill us and it's death and slaughter everywhere to the exact same thing except it's green.
Yes, and overcast.
Green and dark.
Yes. Yeah.
So we actually might feel like the lack of sun.
Yes. The sun tries to kill us. To the surrounding chill, cold air will try to kill us.
To be fair, though, think
God,
about how much fun it's going to be when you get to fight some skeletons
Yes.
as a half-giant gladiator wrecking ball.
You know, I'm looking forward to a little bit more combat. That's one thing. I didn't use a lot of the gladiator skills.
Yeah.
There's a lot of gladiator skills where it's a performance for the crowd, but also intimidating the enemies, helping the team. I just didn't feel a good place to use any of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In the previous game.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to seeing what this world tries to throw at us.
That's a lot.
It will fail.
I'm sure.
We'll also might get traps and dungeons.
Yeah.
Guaranteed traps and locks now.
Guaranteed traps. Yeah.
But yeah, no, the entire point for the first season was I never intended for you guys to stay in Dark Sun, but I had a plan for in case you had. Because had you chosen to stay there, the problem is the original Freedom module was so close to what I had originally conceived for all of you for a story that I'm like, you know what, I'm going to do that. I'm going to use that because a lot of people know the Freedom module. The problem is the entire storyline for that path, you are playing second fiddle to the protagonist character, which annoyed the living hell out of me. Had you all decided to stay, what would have happened was I would have all made you all the right hands of various characters, and you would have watched their bad decisions.
Right.
They would have paid for. Now everything's going to happen the way it does in the books with some changes here and there. But
well, in the end, that's why.
And should you ever go back, you'll know what happened.
Yeah. In the end, that's why I chose for Korvath to go. Is once I realized that it was replaced with a different. We would be going into, and our fans would see a storyline of basically people trying to rebuild infrastructure, which isn't as exciting as the exploration that's traditional to a role-playing game.
Yeah.
So it was one of those. This doesn't sound as exciting as an on-the-cuff move as this. Like, no, he's going to leave, but he's going to threaten this son-of-a-bitch if he doesn't actually do right by these people that I'm coming back.
Yeah.
Devin, come on. Have you not ever tried to roll for civic improvement? That thing is fucking sexy.
Every Friday, you guys roll for civic improvement in our home game, and it's so exciting.
But that kind of excitement
is awesome.
Yes. But that kind of excitement, it's because if we would have stayed in the Dark Sun universe, that would have been like a political game, and that's not as entertaining. Yeah. It's, I mean, we might be able to get some enjoyment out of it, but.
Also,
it's more difficult to do that, and also our characters aren't geared for it.
Yeah,
our characters aren't spec'd for that.
Exactly.
We didn't create the characters for a political game, which is what I would have thought that Dark Sun would have turned into had we stayed. Yeah. And there's still going to be death and combat because it's Dark Sun, but
but it would have been a very different style than what we had. Yeah.
Well, I do have a question for Sam, because you've been kind of in the back. You've been maintaining this as the episodes have gone on. What was your highlight of the season?
Well, that's a good question. I don't. For me, the highlight probably would have just been Urgos in general. Yeah. Just because of the fact that, like, you guys are like a very well-oiled machine, and then Urgos was like one of those like air fresheners that you put like on like the mirror and be like, yeah, he's there. We don't know what he does. He does something. So it was really funny because you guys would be like, all right, we're going to do this. Urgos, what do you think? Little
Smash.
cow.
Little cow can think.
But yeah, what was... Sorry.
That was pretty... Because, like, I just found the juxtaposition of that was really funny. So.
Did you know about the entire plot, that where we were going from the begetting?
Yes, I knew.
Was there any choice that we made that surprised you? That you were like, oh, Mike's going to have to... Not going to know how to work with this.
Well, a lot of things that you did. First off, you killed the guy who actually was supposed to take you in. And I was like, oh, well, what are you going to do now? Because there was supposed to be this whole subplot of finding that guy. And I'm like...
You literally murdered... The original Overseer, Torban, was going to be a major plot in all of this.
Oh,
You
no.
murdered,
Yeah.
him, murdered him outright, right out the gate. He was
Yeah.
going to be a constant presence in the pits, and that was going to be a big thing. And you straight up ganked him out of the first episode. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
and that changed everything that I had planned.
Mario Robos.
Yeah.
So, a lot of things
We had
that
a
you
house
guys
this time.
did.
We had a house this time. We did.
It was a lot of things that you guys did. It was just like a lot of like you really could have like it was just really funny because like it was the same thing with not escaping sooner because you guys really could have like in the second
Well,
episode.
You wouldn't have been able to have escaped in the first couple of episodes because the watch was heavier. But as time went on and they got used to you being there, it would have
It
lightened
would
out.
have been like third episode they could have.
Fourth or
escaped.
fifth, I'd say you could have easily escaped.
I know, I got it.
It
No,
was
but
just-
actually, I have a question for you, Mike.
Yeah.
During the episode where we destroyed the obelisk and channeled its power,
Pyramid.
Pyramid. Sorry, the pyramid. We charged towards that.
Yeah.
You said you weren't expecting that.
No.
What did you expect us to do?
I had three outcomes of what
Okay.
you guys could do.
I'm
One
curious.
was to just try and keep the peace in the stands.
Yeah,
One was to
yeah.
climb over the back end of the arena and use the tapestries to climb down.
To just
The other-
run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other was to try and make your way to the gate that you got in here and have the fight that you did have in the last
So,
episode.
by the way, you didn't presume that we would try and actually stop said ritual.
No.
Okay.
So that was a wonderful surprise for me because, like, great, because anything that got you more involved in this made me happy.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Because I hate the characters of the Verdant Passage so much.
Well, to be fair, I think any GM wants his players to be really involved in
Yeah.
the game and make
Yep.
a choice that, because if it's a choice you didn't expect, that means that they thought of something that really makes them like, we want to do this because we like this, and so I thought it was like that's where our characters would go. Why would we not try and stop the ritual?
It means we bought into.
Yeah.
It means we bought into episode 6 or 7 where we collaboratively figured out what Calic was trying to do, and we bought into that needs to not happen.
Yeah.
Fun fact: you guys figured it out before the protagonist party did.
Really?
They don't figure it out until they get the spear, and the person who has the spear tells them what is happening. And they had all of that information. August saw the pyramid before it was assembled. He saw the secret passage from Calic's box to the ziggurat. He knew about all of it. He couldn't figure out what he was up to.
Oh well.
Wow.
That is how pathetic these guys are.
Okay, I'm glad we left.
Yeah,
Yeah, those guys sound like goons.
they kind of are. Like
It's interesting to read through old modules like that. Like you read through first and second ed modules, and
This
you
was the
sort
book,
of look
though.
at. No, I know, but Dark Sun was second ed. It was
Yeah.
it was advanced D&D. So it was just one of those. You look at it and you're like, it's fascinating to sort of look in the mind of the module makers, where they have to. That when you're writing a module, you sort of have to presume players will do multiple different things and see things. So you look at this going, how can I give enough information for them to figure it out, but not have the NPCs saying it to them? So quite often the NPCs are dumber than they should be, given the information that they have.
So you mentioned it was in the book. It's also in the video game.
yeah,
That's how I know it.
yeah. Because
And I'm very happy you didn't have to fight that fucking larva.
yeah, there was a second monster you guys could have fought, which was underneath the floorboards.
Underneath them. Nice.
I thought honestly, I thought it was of the gauge.
No,
No.
this thing is worse.
Oh,
Well, it's technically a lower CR, but it has way better psychic powers.
Oh.
But yeah, the original module itself, Freedom, loves to split the party. It's the weirdest thing. And I didn't want to do that for the first season of what we were doing, because I wanted to show how you all worked together and how you tandemed off each other with different problems. That was the reason why I didn't have a problem shoving you in the pits, because it was this very negative and disruptive situation for you. Survival was the key. But one of the things that I omitted from you. By the way, in the original version of the module, when you get out of the pits, they tell you to go back in.
Oh.
The Veiled Alliance. They say, will you please go back in?
No.
And the players are expected to go back in to help the Veiled Alliance. I'm like, none of you would even consider that a good idea. So I had to rewrite that the guy who sprung you thought you were going to go back in, which he did. And when he brought him to the bar, I was like, they're not going to go back in there. That's stupid. He's the one, Balder, I think. I can't remember his name. But the older gentleman who helps you and sets you up, he's the one who asks you to go back originally. And that sounded so stupid to me.
So you added in another NPC.
Second
sort of create that. Yeah.
And in fact, there is actually a plot line in there where one of you can become a gladiator, which Tom didn't want to do, so I didn't want to throw that in front of them.
That was actually a choice. We discussed that before the entire session.
And the other option,
the entire campaign.
The other option was one of you could have become a noble.
Oh wow!
Which would have not only
noble of a dirt pile that was built in the building.
Apparently, what happens is in the second part of having Urgos is he gets in. What Calic does, he makes another appearance at the ziggurat, drops off a noble, and says he's betrayed me. These two guys have betrayed me. They're going to fight to the death in front of the slaves. Urgos gets in the way and says it's wrong. Yes, I know. And then Calic says, I like you too. You get all their lands and property.
What?
Yeah, that's how insane Calic is supposed to be. But I'm like, it was a logistics nightmare. Because one of you would have been noble born, suddenly noble now. Well, no, you and Urgos. One of you and Urgos would have been outside as nobles.
And
the rest of you would have been inside.
Party up. It wouldn't make for... it would make it really difficult to keep... switch back and forth.
Especially for our format.
Yeah, especially for this format. I mean, when you have an at-home session, when it's just your friends, you can split the party up. It's not a problem. But for this kind of format, it really doesn't work very well because sometimes my character, other characters aren't doing much in a particular scene.
Yeah,
but we're all there and we can contribute. We can do something, but if we split the party up in this kind of format, we're sitting on our hands. Why are we even on camera?
Yeah.
And it could be like half the session is where we can't contribute. And so it's, I don't think that splitting the party up is very easy to do in this kind of format for
you guys,
we engage in.
You guys will have another major decision to make at the end, around season 2, which will dictate a few things. Because you're going to be asked a really important question at the start of season 2, which will dictate really the direction you go.
Here? No!
We don't know that.
No.
Well, yeah.
We as players, we know that. No.
But there's been a question I've wanted to ask all of you this entire time. And it's the question I've asked as everything has gone on. What will you do to survive? For your characters. How far can I push you? I got that answer a couple of times.
Oh, yeah.
Look at you. What? I'm totally a good person. I don't melt faces to skulls. I don't.
You made a personal-sized window out of someone's skin.
That a flap.
Yeah.
It was a flap.
Oh, I'm sorry, a flap.
All right, Sam. Yeah.
By the way, I'm actually curious. What was going through your mind to make the decision? Why did you make that kind of decision?
The decision for being in the pit with Corvath is he didn't want. He saw people being killed to state a purpose to gain power. And whenever he was given the job of taking care of this group of slaves, he didn't want to kill people necessarily to cause that, but he still needed to make an impression. Mm-hmm. So it was one of those. I can flay this person because that to me as a player is more terrifying. Seeing someone hurt is more terrifying to an outsider than just being killed, because that's over in an instant. It's just that it scares them more. So he chose to make that impression, but it kept him alive so that Corvath and Devon could think of a way of actually not killing him, if possible, or at least killing him in a way that he didn't actually have to suffer. Mm-hmm. So that's why he went to Senka and said, do you have any painkillers? Do you have anything? I need drugs. Corvath knew that eventually, because of Tithian, would have to kill the man, but he preferred to either have him not feel the pain of the death or for him to be dead first. And that's why Mike and I workshopped it and had Senka blow the dart to kill him first, and then Corvath killed him. So he didn't have to feel guilty about it. He didn't have to feel like, I've killed this person. Even though he knew that he did. It's that slippery slope that he caused the death, and that's the start of Corvath's slippery slope down. Is like he has to make these difficult decisions, even though he's an idealist. So the flaying was basically just a delay tactic. And like, I'll cause pain, I'll make an impression. Now, how the fuck do I get out of this situation?
That's why you talk to me.
Yeah, Jordan.
Yeah.
Actually, what about you? What was like your favorite? What was your really key moment for your character as we went along?
This character was a first for me in a lot of ways. I've never played a wizard before, hilariously, that I've always meant to and just never done. This character was lawful evil, and I had to kind of incorporate that into a party setting, which was difficult. I also, whenever I do play Magic character, it's always a blasty something, and this character was very not that. So I felt like, in certain situations, my go-to move of kill it now was very hamstrung by, I guess, we'll make friends. Yeah, charm person. I mean,
you're the guy who made friends with more people, ironically, more than Scott did.
Yeah,
and he has the skills to do it.
Well,
I thought you did.
And it was weird because
I'm the diplomat, ironically.
Probably.
Look at my stat line.
Okay, I am the diplomat. Okay, I'll try and keep that.
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah, okay,
it's you.
I have negative charisma.
Yeah,
so
I can still bluff like a champ.
It was just a lot of firsts, and so trying to incorporate it into being a supportive character as opposed to the main damage spike, which is what I usually go towards, was very unusual. Thinking ahead to the new season now, I'm nervous for this character. I'm going to keep it the same, but I'm nervous because, like, intellectually, I know that going into Ravenloft, there's a lot of undead, and there's a lot of things immune to mind-affecting spells, which is kind of this guy's bread and butter, so I'm a little concerned about that. And if I were to make this guy from scratch for Ravenloft, I would definitely go in a different direction. Possibly even do a cleric as well.
Well, that's actually something I'm thinking of. Now that we're not doing the spoiler preserver, and you were
that still works.
That's the thing.
It still is. Right?
He can still despoil. That's what I think is very interesting.
Yeah,
you can still turbocharge your spells.
Yeah.
And there's tons of life around, so it's not going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
Until it is.
Is it?
I know.
Yeah. Until it is.
Is it? Also, you're the only psionics in the realm.
Yeah.
In the realm you're in right now.
Yeah.
What choices are you going to make about that?
Yeah.
You're the only half giant. Period.
No, there's still another. As long as Strahd doesn't
raise him.
Yes. I'm the only Elan. I look like a ghost. That's another interesting thing. That's something that it's like in Athos, Elans are known, and they're not out of the ordinary. They're just they stand out.
Yeah.
Because they have pale, ghostly. They look like a human, but they have ghostly skin and hair that doesn't exist. It kind of looks like flowing strands of wind. But essentially, I look very ghostly and dead. So the people are going to look at me and either say zombie, ghost, or Strahd demon or something, or it's
cleric.
What?
You need to wear a hood a lot.
A hood a lot, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What are you gonna do, drape something over me? I'm gonna look like Frankenstein's monster to these people.
Yes.
Well, I mean, we're just gonna say that you're just real big.
Well, Raven, a lot of Ravenloft includes a lot
age.
of Eastern European and like Mary Shelley themed stuff.
I know. So, that's why it's like.
The thing is, though, the inn I know you're going to now is the inn where a lot of people show up before they go into Ravenloft, so they're used to weirdo things coming in.
Yeah.
So the inn's going to treat you just fine because they're like, "Oh, you're from somewhere."
Strahd, you're one of Strahd's toys or visitors. Yeah. Okay. We've seen this every.
Scott, what about you? Your highlight.
Truth be told, it kind of all blended together because my character has basically been, I need to keep the tribe safe. I need to get this shit done. I need to gank this guy. I need to get this stuff ready.
I thought you had like the most fun with like Dolan and the.
Well,
the
yeah,
sniper.
you actually brought in the tribe.
Yeah,
because that's my character's thing. He is the scout of the tribe.
Well,
he's the one who protects the tribe. Now it's only these three assholes.
Just enough for an adventuring party.
And that's what made for interesting conflict between the two of us, because the two of us are very much about protecting the tribe.
Yeah,
that's what our characters were like. It's just we approach it from a different manner. I was about protecting him.
Oh, I know.
And you were about protecting us. So you needed to sort of expand my area of concern.
Well, that was the thing. Your character was very naive.
Yes.
My character had the full reality of the situation.
Yeah.
Well, you see all the stuff that didn't kill us? Well, someone had to take care of that.
Well, it's something that I know we didn't really have as much of a chance to explore because it's a short form game.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was created by...
Yeah, had you stayed, you would have found out.
I would have found out. But I was created by, like all a land in Dark Sun, one of the Sorcerer Kings. Mm-hmm. I don't know which one, or how he even ended up with the tribe. So it's one of those, something that Corvath may never figure out, but he, like you said, is very naive. He sort of went from being a creation to being a slave to a very sort of slave situation. But yeah.
Well, now you're all freemen. Your money's worth nothing because no one around here is going to accept clay bits.
Yeah.
It's all dirt.
Yeah, it's all
everything
dirt.
they own is dirt.
Yeah,
dirt.
Yeah, but
Go through the portal. There's so much dirt everywhere.
It's like, oh my god, we can make so much money.
We start to... We'll stop by the side of the road by the inn and be like...
Someone's going to say,
dirt.
How are you going to pay for this? It's like, clay bits. Like, why are you putting dirt on my table? Where's your copper? Copper?
Copper?
You'd have to put down the copper club.
Exactly.
Put down the copper club? It's like...
Good, that's a night's meal.
I guess I'll feed you guys for the whole club.
Yeah.
But it's copper.
Wait, hold on. A copper club is a...
It's just copper banded, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all copper banded, so it's basically
going
to get us...
Okay, it is not a chunk of copper that I swing around.
That's hilarious.
That would be funny.
Yeah, that would be. It would dent and like a bad WWE chair. That you'd have to trade in your club for one night of food and
whereas if we take that back to Darksun, that'd be what? Worth...
Oh, yeah. That'd be worth several nights.
Yeah.
And you had a lot of money because you had that bar.
Yep.
But it's all clay bits.
It's all clay bits. Yep.
We can trade information.
Conversely,
we know the best way to make sweat beer.
Conversely, any skeleton you murder with rusty metal armor has better gear than you.
So we're going to upgrade quick.
We're going to gear up so fast.
Because all our gear is pretty, like, shit.
We're going to have mid-level Diablo characters with no gear. And so anything you pick up off the floor is immediately an upgrade.
Exactly.
But the thing is, none of you
We're all going to look like assholes in about 20 minutes. Nothing matches, everything's rusty.
Yep.
But yeah, like the thing is though, none of you are unskilled. None of you are even weak.
Yep.
By all accounts, you are probably, for your level, the most physically intimidating things that have touched off here in a very long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is one of the things I wanted to go for, was this idea of what, and the thing that has kind of permeated all of D20 Live up until this point, is...
It's a werewolf, it's so scary when we think back to the fucking...
The gadge you just left!
Yeah.
That's...
An overgrown dog.
Fleshy!
Tom just grabs him by his arms and like rips it clean in half. We're like,
Can you imagine
this.
that? We walk into the
Wait,
village.
so what
the entire
rules
village
this
is-
land? That thing?
This is like, we shut our doors at night from the undead. The what? The undead. Moo.
It's so... It doesn't even have a weapon.
It doesn't have even armor.
It's shambling.
I can punch it and it's going to hurt it?
Yeah. What did he do? He picked it up, he suplexed it through a table.
You become the mayor. You become the mayor for you slay all the zombies.
You become the new Burgomeister of Baroque.
Okay. I am not going to follow the Jesse Ventura path, no.
Okay. Fair enough. But yeah.
Just tie a belt to its arms and swing it around by its feet.
Improvised weapon.
No, it's because
The flesh
for you,
mace.
bones are weapons, right? You should just be like, what are you doing? I'm making a weapon. What are you doing? He's just sharpening
Everyone's
the
just
bones on the ground.
Yeah.
Everyone's just horrified.
Horrified.
Oh no, we're going to have such culture shock. It's it's
Yeah.
hilarious.
And the question is, too, what choices will you make that will get you out of here?
Yeah.
Because no matter what choices you make, you will eventually, of course, get out of Ravenloft, because it would be really stupid if I just jumped you only once, right, thematically.
Oh,
It's gonna be
we're
crazy
playing
for-
Sliders Matt D&D edition.
Oh, there you go.
Oh god.
You know what's going to be hilarious in terms of culture? We walk into this town. Glass is very prominent in Barovia. We're like, smash these poor people. Like they're randomly they see this group of miscreants happily smashing windows and taking all the glass to make weapons out of. Like, I need that to keep out the cold.
What cold?
What cold?
It's so nice here. Anyway, Scott, you were going to say?
It's temperate.
No, just going back.
Actually,
You're
probably
getting
French
us
at first.
eventually out of Ravenloft.
Eventually, yeah. You will
So
be
you're
leaving.
doing what you're going to succeed in doing what every other person, including Count Baron Strahd von Zarovich,
Yeah.
has been trying to do since what? Time immemorial?
In theory, any Ravenloft world, the doors open the second you kill the Lord of the land.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
In theory.
Because
it depends on the edition you go
Well,
through.
it's because Ravenloft touches Shadowfell, and Shadowfell touches everything, so when you kill the...
Well, Ravenloft is the nexus of
everything, yes.
Of everything else.
Yeah.
There is, I know for a fact there is a, for sure, door out.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the exact name of it and the location of it, but there is a door out.
And most of the time, if you were to kill the Lord, if you were to kill Strahd, then you have the freedom to go and leave.
Yeah. But the other thing is, too, the Lords can let you go. The Lords just never let anyone go.
Yeah.
So you guys could just turn around and make a deal.
No, Strahd wouldn't let us go. Period.
It depends on whether he's bored at that particular moment or not.
Okay, anything is possible
Just
if
me
you
busy
make your
playing his
acrobatics.
Will you shut up about that?
Well, take a look at this acrobatics. I think
Exactly.
I'm making it.
Little Strahd's gonna
you
have a
have a
hard
decent
time
shot.
yelling at us
Yeah.
when he's putting his job act together.
Right?
Well, because here's the thing. I'm not using the version of Strahd I used for Pendragon. I am using a full-on, proper Strahd is home Strahd.
Sure. Yeah.
That is
Fine.
not a weak figure.
No.
He will not be a weak figure in Pathfinder.
Well, it is the same Strahd, but not...
Yeah, it's the same person, obviously.
It's the
in
same
way more
person, but
respect.
with actual decent stats.
Yes.
Yes.
All right,
For
then.
what we're playing against. Yeah.
And of course, when you find him, he's going to be glowering on his phone. I hate knights.
No, I won't.
Oh,
Go find out why.
this is totally unrelated from the whole.
No, same universe.
Is it all?
Yeah, all same universe. You guys are pulling around the same place where the Imperium of Man is and all that stuff. It's the same multiverse.
Yep.
That's no good.
Okay, we need to stay the fuck out of Faerun.
Yep.
Yes.
We got
Well,
two
that's-
worlds. It's because here's the thing, guys. There's only a couple. It's kind of funny because there's only a couple more worlds out there. Well, there's tons of more worlds out there, but there's only so many that aren't going to be on fire. Although
Property values in favor are about to drop drastically.
But I will say this: none of you need to worry about the Infinity War. I can't explain why yet, but none of you need to worry about the.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, are we gonna start smashing into
The Infinity War? No,
Yeah.
it will. You will never. You will all, as a group, not have to worry about the Infinity War for as long as I have this plotted.
But it's but
For
for this
this group of characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Depending on if we do a different long game, those characters might have to
but
worry
that's
about it.
depending on what.
That's a
that-
different story
Yeah,
altogether.
that's
So
something
it's-
So yeah, everything that happens, the D20 Live YouTube channel is all part of the same canon.
Okay.
And that's what surprises a lot of the people who we meet at conventions, because they're familiar with our convention games and know that those are interconnected.
Yeah.
But they are just starting to learn that our YouTube ones are also like
Yeah,
these ones.
because everything
It's all
bleeds in at
connected.
one point.
It's all connected.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yes. Yeah.
So do you have a big honking spreadsheet where you keep track of everything, or how's that work for you?
It's called right here.
That's a terrible idea.
That's why.
You say that, but these two can both
That's why I
attest to the
said-
fact
Yeah.
that I really do keep it pretty straight.
It is. Also,
Okay.
we
However,
have,
it does involve whenever I'm actually running games, I'll have to run most things past Sam
yeah.
because
Okay.
she knows what's going
Yeah,
on.
Ladies and
Sam
gentlemen.
and Scott
Yeah.
first.
No,
Me
Scott,
first?
Scott first.
Scott
Thank
first
you.
and Sam? Okay.
Okay, people in the audience, trust me, they're lying their asses off. There's a reason that door is always closed. You have a wall of fucking crazy back there with red string and everything. It all leads back to one guy.
We wish.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, technically it does.
It does lead back to one guy, but
We can't say his name yet.
yeah, no,
Him.
but no, for an actual timeline of everything, we don't really have a thing that actually has a full timeline
With markers.
with markers yet. But for most of everything else that we have, the TV
Sequence
tropes,
of events.
the
Yeah,
sequence
we-
events and TV tropes page keeps it pretty.
Okay, well, to be
Consistent.
fair, I have a master document
I was about to say.
Fucking knew it. That's what I asked
with a
you.
couple of different bullet points on it for things that happen.
Yeah, but it's
I don't have
but
a
it-
hard timeline of events.
Yeah, but I've
I
seen
have
that.
had-
It's pretty general and large
Yeah.
blocks.
Because the more detail I fucking throw in there, the more that won't get said in games.
Yeah.
That I can improvise in games, right?
Sure.
Like I know when all of this is taking place, in relation to everything else, and it's perfectly fine. You guys have no issue in running into anything else that'll happen.
Not that we don't want to,
Yeah.
but we wouldn't necessarily.
But yeah, depending on I don't.
Yeah.
The thing is, this game could go a couple of different ways depending on the choices you make. I don't want to force you down one path that directly ties into the sequence of events. I hope you take that route,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to push you down there.
I gotta say, I'm so just missed opportunity curious right now.
Mm-hmm.
If I had taken the evil path and absorbed all the evil energy from the Colosseum situation, and then we'd gone into fucking Barovia.
You wouldn't have made it that far.
With angry dragon magic.
To be fair, Jordan, I can say this now that we're out of Dark Sun. In order to actually make the transformation stay, you have to eat obsidian spheres.
Ew.
That's what the spheres were of different sizes. As you kill people, their energy goes into a sphere, and you have to consume that sphere and keep it in your stomach for the rest of your life.
Gross.
Which is why Kalak was partially transformed.
Yeah,
He was trying to shove them in his mouth as fast as he could.
No, I'm not down.
Which is why neither of you who integrated with it are seeing permanent changes in you, because it can't hold. It's just the shadow of Kalak.
Now, was Kalak a member of their adventuring party?
No. Kalak's the bad guy the whole way through.
No, I'm just curious. My interpretation of the vision that we got was that they knew Kalak first, not a potential future, which I think it actually.
No, that you were seeing what was happening as it was happening. You were clocking into Kalak's head.
My interpretation of what you were the vision was described to you is that you were seeing through the eyes of Kalak as he was partially transformed.
Right. Okay.
And they were going, and they were walking up to finish him off.
I see. Yeah. Fair.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
That's
all right.
Right.
Yep. I thought it was a vision of the future, like a potential future.
No, that is. I wanted you to know.
Interesting past, present, future. That's it.
I wanted you to know what was going on within the ziggurat as it was happening, so you weren't
right.
out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is why they were confused as to what's happening to him because he was mid-transformation.
Oh, yeah. Also, Jordan, you wouldn't have survived very long. You openly despoiled in front of me. I'm raised as a preserver. You're getting a knife in the neck.
Well, would you know?
I'd try for the sense motive if I made it.
Jordan, I'll talk with you as we go forward and plan for season 2 because we got a couple of months.
I just was thinking like it would have been really interesting to swing that level of evil into Barovia, and then what would Strahd have done then?
Because everyone who left the gate open.
Everyone who rolls into
I thought
Barovia,
you guys were going to break the gate.
I wanted to leave it open because Korvath wants to go back.
Yeah.
Currently, he wants to go back.
My situation was I'm wondering how Strahd would have responded because everyone who rolls in with a big dick to swing around into Barovia is a good guy.
Yeah.
So Paladin wanting to settle a score, whatever the case is. Yeah. But if you throw in with a huge meaty evil schlong, what's going to go down?
One of the
it's like, oh,
one of
what's that?
Strahd's goals in the modules, which Mike may or may not keep, is he is looking for either in a player is either looking for a consort or a replacement.
Okay.
So that's one of his multitude of goals that Mike can go because it's a sandbox. He has a bunch of different goals. He'd be like, I like that one and that one. I'm not going to do the rest. But one of the goals of him is he doesn't like the situation that he's currently in and is looking for someone to take his place.
Well, because he's trapped.
Yeah,
essentially.
Like their situation.
Yeah. But it'll be interesting for this one because you all know Ravenloft to one extent or another. So the thing, I can make more changes to it.
Yeah.
And
well, I don't know
to like NPCs and stuff. I'm not gonna sub Strahd out because that would be silly.
Yeah.
Baroness von Zarovich.
It's like, what would you do?
It's like it's a monkey with a bell. Monkey! Evil monkey! How's this monkey trying to... he's in my face! He's in my face! He's in my face!
He's biting me! Legitimately biting me!
20 minutes into that fight, we're all hiding behind cover while it's throwing shit at us. I mean, like...
It's aware of a Strahd
it's like,
the
bing,
monkey.
bing, bing, poo! Bing! It's like,
Strahd the were monkey.
Like, what the... And then whoever's on, like, that's their first D20 live video is like, what the fuck? What the fuck is happening?
Yeah. But you're asking, like, why did we leave the gate open? So, for me, the reason my character would do that is, this is such a paradise by comparison.
By comparison.
Yeah. Before you reach
so
the
far
side.
as I know.
It is a paradise.
Why would I lock this off from anyone?
Because you are a stone's throw away from Tyr and everyone in there. Now, here's the thing, though.
But there's also a gauge kind of right there. They've got to deal with that first, and they have to survive scouting that and coming back. So there's a few...
And that's the reason why I didn't close it. I'm a scout. You don't leave... Well, you don't knock out the door when you're still taking a look around.
Yeah.
It could be, oh, this place is great.
Also,
everything
be
is
far
now
worse.
on fire. I need to go back home.
Yeah.
It could be far worse.
Yeah, and again, like that's also we didn't want to burn that bridge because why would we destroy a gate we have no clue how to open again?
Yeah.
Why would we take that permanent step to cut ourselves off from where we just left? Yeah, it's a shithole. We don't want to go back, but we might want to. We might want to go in that direction. And so that's why for my character, I wanted to keep the gate intact.
I feel like metaphysically these things are attached for a reason. There's a reason there's a tunnel there and there's a door. Like that had to have come from somewhere. So probably
this one, no, it happened. Gates. That's one of the things with Planescape is you can suddenly become a planes jumper by virtue of the fact that I walked down a back alley and I'm in Sigil. It's the big thing with Planescape is two things. One, moral ambivalence. You guys will be great if you ever make it there.
What?
Also, don't fuck with the Lady of Pain.
I care about things.
Two,
Just yourself.
a belief in a great divine order to the universe doesn't exist. It's just chaos and how people try to make sense of the chaos.
Yeah.
Right. It'll be, which is one of the reasons why I started with Dark Sun characters, because that's a very, if it's being amoral about things makes sense for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting going to Ravenloft where morality has a much heavier price on it.
Yeah.
Sam, did you have something you wanted to say?
No, it's fine.
You're fine.
Come
Just being
on.
really quick. Come on.
Say words.
Say words.
Speechify.
Well, okay, then, what do you guys feel like? How do you feel like your characters are going to grow in the next season then?
That's a great question. Honestly,
Or what is the way that what do you want your characters to do next season, like in terms of growth?
I want you to become Burgermeister.
yeah, let's let Tom run a village.
Wait, the one on chaotic evil. Oh no!
Yeah, that's one thing that I really haven't done is because I know that for half giants, one of their racial things is I can choose to change my alignment and I randomly roll, and I keep it chaotic, but I could be good, neutral, or evil chaotic. You know, when I wake up. So I haven't really done that. I kind of want to explore.
We hinted at
randomly changing that. Yeah, we hinted at it. We never really used that throughout the session because we were in enough shit with Dark Sun. I didn't think that there was a need to make one of the player characters just randomly could be that chaotic evil at one just when I wake up.
To be fair, you kind of did that anyway during the sessions.
I did very much play a random chaotic character. Sometimes good, sometimes neutral, sometimes. I'm kind of thinking that to take my character and flesh him out a little more, be more of a gladiator, use some of the skills a little bit more, and I guess I just experience that freedom because it's having him to deal with. I don't have to actually be as careful as I was in Dark Side. I didn't have because. Tear is not looming over me as this thing. Water is not scarce, so I think that my character will. I'm looking to explore how that intense freedom of with resources being plentiful, with
You're gonna be the happiest people in Barovia when you
probably
water from the ground.
Yep.
You're gonna see a village pump and worship it like it's a god.
So you're like
No, it'd be like water from the sky.
Oh, rain.
What opulence
Yeah.
is this business?
That'd be
What
terrifying.
do you mean it's free?
No. A thunderstorm should actually legitimately terrify us.
Well, no, there's storms in
there's
like
storms.
a desert.
There's storms.
There's
There's
sandstorms.
sandstorms.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there are thunderstorms, but they don't release rain.
Oh, okay, right, okay.
Okay, this one's pissing on us and shooting lightning.
Shooting
It's like,
lightning. What the
wow,
hell?
this is so much nicer than the ones we had.
We have offended the gods.
We have offended the gods.
So, what do you see for your character?
Exploring more of Korvath's morality. Because I know that there are further difficult choices to make of a different variety in Ravenloft. That's what I'm looking forward to.
I think it's really cool to see how your psychic-based powers will interact with. Things
Well, it's and
that
I'm
aren't
really interested in that
traditionally
too because
psychically interacted with.
the realm in and of itself is not so much psychic, but it's generated by and maintained by the will of one person.
Yeah.
And therefore, the very nature of me trying to alter the fabric of said realm may or may not sit well with Strahd.
Probably not
So
well.
it's so just curious how that will actually happen, and how in a realm that sort of sits between the realm of darkness and the realm of mortals will interact with chaos. Because it's the Athos is infused with psychic energy, but this place is not.
That's what I'm saying. Like if that's why I was
your
saying
powers are going to work exactly the same.
But how you choose to Ravenloft alters wizard spells on a cosmetic level.
Yeah.
But it like Mage Hand turns into a skeleton.
Yeah.
So it's just so things function differently on this demi-plane. So how you are choosing to make psychic energy change differently when the realm's controlled by one person's mind. It's like me constantly poking Strahd in the temple. You're like, hey.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to get his attention.
No, I don't know. I don't.
But you don't know he exists yet.
But I don't know he exists. So Corvath just doing what he does will poke Strahd in a way.
Your
Strahd
first
hasn't been
wild
poked
surge
before.
will be Strahd going,
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so all of us have psychic power to some degree.
Yeah.
And I'm bringing magical techniques from another plane of existence altogether, essentially.
Who knows if people from Darkside have been here before?
Well, that's what I'm saying. And then, so
They
might have been, yeah.
So we're bringing a whole new
Definitely.
flavor of
Scouts.
things into the game.
Yeah.
As far
You'll
as
find out what
Strahd's
happened to them next season.
little terrarium that he's got set up here, we're introducing whole new elements that he's never seen before. And it's going to be, we're probably going to light up on his radar pretty intensely right away.
So what are you looking forward to?
Well, on one hand, the tribe is now really dwindled in size, so keeping that alive is going to be a bit difficult for Korva. On the other hand,
Or more easy.
if I remember correctly, Ravenloft does kind of bring out the bad in you, or rather, the more morally ambiguous in you.
Well,
Be able
for
to
me,
actually start slaying things, though.
Yeah.
For me, I want
serial
to.
killer, dude.
You're going to learn really quickly
Go to
about
the
this
jungle.
place if you make friends with people, and they'll tell you, they'll kind of give you the lowdown on the lore of this place. But the question you'll have to ask is, you've lived a very morally ambivalent life. Do you want to keep going down that route? If you do, I have a plan for that too.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Korba, after getting out of the slave pits, before meeting up with the previous elder, was a serial killer.
Yeah.
He was not a good person in
Yeah,
the
but-
slightest. He still isn't. He just has a set of codes.
Yeah,
To be
but
fair,
Oh
though,
god,
this
I
is the-
finally have made Dexter.
There you go.
The thing is, though, in Athos itself, you don't have a lot of victims. No one's really a victim in Darkside. Everyone has grown up and lived there. There's no such thing as someone who's a weak peasantry.
Yeah.
There's just better and worse killers. Ravenloft has the weak and the meek.
Yep.
What are you guys going to do when you see them for the first time?
Yeah. The Dark Sun
Pity.
has slaves, but
Yeah.
the slaves have learned to survive because their ancestors learned to survive. Whereas these people don't understand how to survive because they haven't been given those skill sets.
Yeah.
Well, it's not been generations and generations and generations.
Yeah.
Like that's because that's.
Well, it has for them. They've been there. They've been imprisoned in Ravenloft for generations.
No, but that's the thing.
But-
They've been beaten down for generations and generations.
Yeah.
In Athos, the people who are beaten down are part of the sand.
Yeah.
The strong have only survived. Even
It's-
the weakest of the strong would still be the strongest of the strong out here.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to?
I just want to see how everything plays out. I mean, like I said, there's so many more ingredients we're adding to this weird little stew that's going on here.
Yeah.
I want to see how everything kind of shakes out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
I do have one last question. Where did you all think you were going?
Honestly, Azeroth.
Yeah.
What? Really? Me too. I thought we were going to Azeroth.
Honestly, I had no idea. I knew there would be someplace like another campaign setting, but I had no idea that there would be Strahd.
I figured it would be a big. It needed to be a recognizable campaign setting, and we haven't been to Azeroth before, whereas we have been to Ravenloft before in a different stream.
I thought it would tie in with the orcs from beforehand.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
kind of what I was thinking
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a question.
Yeah.
What happened to the orcs?
They made it
Where?
Hey!
back home.
They made it.
So
to-
then there's an. Would you ever have allowed us to go through their gate?
Yeah. If you had followed them out of the city when they had left, you would have helped them punch through the gate,
Yeah.
and you would have watched a lot of them die, because a lot of them did die to get out, because they had to go through Templars to do it.
Yeah.
And you would have gone with them. You would have gone to Draenor, and you would have gone to Azeroth, and this would have gone and been a Warcraft game.
Interesting.
Oh.
Did any of our fans actually guess that they were
Not
were
before you guys did.
orcs? Oh, okay, all right. Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
I had to be reminded.
Yeah.
I actually forgot orcs weren't in the goddamn system.
Yeah.
By
me
the
too.
way, I played Dark Sun back in middle school. God, I'm old.
But yeah, I was fully prepared for you all to go like, yeah, we're gonna go with them. But the thing was, Drenner is Dark Sun with more demons.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a lateral move for all of you.
Yeah.
So is this.
It's a lateral move, but a very different type of setting.
But we didn't know that, and
Yeah.
there was no way for our characters to know that.
True.
Exactly.
On the surface, this world was the much better choice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Also,
On
I
the
know you're a bit
surface.
of a troll. In last stream, well, not that stream, but the Death Watch stream, you did bring up Equestria.
I have no desire to go there.
Yeah, but it still sticks in the back of your mind. Why'd you
Alright.
mention it? Why? Why?
I don't know.
Don't stop poking that bruise, man.
I am gonna poke that
If you keep
bruise.
poking it, some stream's going to go out to Equestria. But the fans never vote for My Little Pony.
That's
Thank
because that shit is
God.
awful and it's for little girls, man.
Yeah, but French.
I don't give a shit how many grown-ass men wear My Little Ponies. It's for little girls, and I'll fight anyone who says they're right. Not for real, though. Please don't hit me.
And you can send that hate mail to Jordan. D20.
Please do not send it to
Please do not
your
send-
hate mail to Jordan to the D20 Live PO box, please.
You can find me on our Discord server.
Actually, yes, you can. Yes.
Which he runs.
Oh,
You can scream at me after I personally welcome you.
Mechanically, I'm actually I'm trying to decide if I want to. Well, that's another thing I'm looking forward to in season 2. Is do I multi-class? It's going to be no psionic class, but which multi-class do I do? Because I'm reading more about the different psionic classes, and ones that do and do not require training. And I'm not going to fire the ones that require training here, but there are some that don't. So it's going to be. I'm interested in seeing if I decide to multi-class them into a different type of psychic.
Yeah, because you all could meet NPCs here that give you an entirely different way to live.
Yeah,
And you
exactly.
could go down their
Guaranteed
class
we are.
Yep.
Probably. I mean, from the little I do know of this module from previous experience, there's a lot of stuff that will change a lot of things.
Yeah.
And the question is, which version of this module are you going down?
Well, that's what I'm
True.
saying. Like,
Oh, there's a couple different choices, but it's I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing what you throw at us and what we do.
because I do recall there are some psychic-based characters out of this. Like, there's like
Very few.
like
Very-
fortune
very-
tellers and
very-
whatever, right?
There are fortune tellers, yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, like that and that. I know
That's
that.
not like
comes-
hard psionics, though.
No, of course
Yeah.
not. But I mean that kind of.
That's where the Dreadlord...
It's all kind of similarly
Dreadlords.
flavored.
Yeah.
Dark powers.
I
Basically,
can't wait till you meet the fortune teller. I've changed her completely.
Oh,
I
yeah?
bet.
Oh god, it's Bakken, isn't it?
No, it's not Bakken.
Thank God.
No,
You can't
don't-
bring that up. That's a complete. That's isolated. Just
Yeah.
leave that alone.
Leave that alone. Leave that
There's a
alone.
wall around that series.
But
You say that now.
it's from our home game if you're asking. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I've changed her personality. I've wanted to change a few characters' personalities for this to make them a little more interesting and engaging.
Okay. Well, you did that with Dark Sun as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, now I have the biggest question.
Yeah.
Did we level?
Oh yeah. We're all level 7 going into Ravenloft. You didn't think you could get a level from getting out of Athos, the one thing no one's ever done?
Yes. So Mythic level 1.
No. Nice try.
Man!
Good try.
That was incredible.
Good try.
Appreciate the
You guys want to
I
be
know.
Mythic level? You're in Ravenloft. There's a really easy way to become Mythic level. Start killing everybody.
There you go. No.
Well,
You want to do it, Jordan? You want to be a Dreadlord?
oh yeah.
Is that on the table?
Yeah, for all of you now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then we can't leave.
I mean, tree water falls from the
Pros
sky
and
here.
cons.
Where else would you go?
Okay. Mike?
Yeah.
I guess thank you for the first season of
Yeah.
Dark Sun. Or
The
of
D20
our
Live
long
long game.
Long game.
Yeah.
D20 Live
Yeah.
long game.
It's going to get retitled in season 2.
Exactly.
Thank you all very much for being a part of this. This has been a lot of fun. We're not done.
No.
Oh yeah.
We've only begun to
We have
see.
lots
where
of
you-
ideas for the next long stream.
Yeah.
Google, what's a dreadlord?
And we'll end it there. I'm Big Mike.
Sam.
Tom.
Devin.
Jordan.
Scott.
And we'll see you in season 2.
Why do I yell my own name?
Later.